Cultura Hispana. It's easy to see the prominent influence Hispanic culture has on the United States. The following case study takes us into the lives of three people representing the Hispanic American subculture in Southern California.
How you doing today? Welcome to Cultura Hispana once again. I'm here with, just tell them your name. How you doing?
Well, my name's Greg Perez. I'm doing fine now. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. Well, first things first, just tell them, like, what do you do for a living? You know, how you pay your dues? Are you a student? What?
Well, I'm a student. I'm a college student at Irvine Valley, and I'm currently unemployed. But I guess the way I make a living is right now I'm living with my GI Bill currently. So.
All right. GI. So how long were you in the military?
I was in the military for a total of 5 years.
Wow. So describe your experience with that. How was it?
It was long and hard. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess in your own words, what is it like to be Hispanic American these days and time?
Well, I think that we've crossed a lot of I guess racial boundaries.
Right.
So we're more accepting, but at the same time, there's still staples and stereotypes. But I like to think that within time we'll learn to learn with one another and maybe learn to coexist.
I agree. So I guess the Hispanic voice, you have major pull these days. Political parties vie for the Hispanic vote. How do you feel about this issue? That everyone's trying to get at Hispanics for the vote because let's just face it, guys are becoming the majority these days.
Yeah, I don't think we're the minority. Yeah, but
never was.
But what I think about it, I think strategy. To be honest with you, I don't think it's anything biased or wrong. It's just it's how you win or win favor. That's what I think.
All right. So who you think is doing a better job? What's your political affiliation?
My political affiliation. Could you expand on that?
Democrat, Republican, or you just whoever gets the job right.
Well, I don't think I identify with either one, to be honest with you. But I guess I have another set of minds altogether. To be honest with you.
That's fair enough. Well, do you support the president? The president we have in office now, Obama?
I'm gonna say yes.
Right.
I think he's made mistakes, but I think everyone makes mistakes. But more importantly, I think that he's done good things. For example, I feel like he hasn't yet. He didn't start a war, or he has yet to.
Right.
So I think that's wise of him to stand back and think things through before actually taking action on something.
Yeah, these are pretty wild times with the whole ISIS thing going on and stuff like that. He has a lot on his plate. So. Immigration is a hot topic these days, especially in this part of the country. We're in the Southwest, and just tell me how you feel about that.
I don't like the term immigration.
Right.
I guess I'd use undocumented. And as far as the topic on immigration or undocumented citizens, I feel like I think we lose focus on what's important, and I feel like documentation shouldn't provide or shouldn't justify you being a fellow member of society or being accounted for. There you go. That's what I would say.
Fair enough. It's real fair enough. So I always hear from a lot of fellow colleagues and Hispanic friends how important faith is to Hispanics. Look, how do you feel about that? You a person of faith?
Oh, me personally?
Yeah, personally, are you a person of faith? If so, what is your faith? Just let us know.
Personally, I'd say I'm atheist.
Right.
Personally. But that doesn't mean I don't believe in I don't say God. I don't believe in a way of life where we can live together or find peace of mind or complete as a whole, as a person. So that's what I think.
So we just got a little refined view of life and how we coexist together, huh?
Right.
Right. So that's honestly weird because I hear that a lot. Like Faith, like you're the first person I talked to who's considering themselves an atheist. So just to show how times are evolving and people's ways of thinking are evolving these days. You know?
Yeah.
I guess like the last question I would have to ask you is, where do you see the Hispanic American culture like 10 years from now in America? Like,
Well, I feel like definitely over the years we've definitely like have been over the years we've been accepted more
right?
and recognized and represented, and I just think that's going to keep growing. I think we're going to have more I guess face and more like representatives and maybe even be able to like make a change for the better.
Make a change for better.
Yeah.
What do you think about the White House? Any plans for the White House? You think 10 years from now, who knows? You never know.
Maybe one day, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to be 35, right?
Well, thank you for your time, Greg. You've been very good. So, thanks, man.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Matthew Ford. I'm here with my dear friend Rose Carvalho, correct? Yes, correct. And we're doing a documentary about the Hispanic culture in Southern California, and we just want to get a heartbeat of what's really going on. So it's nothing like hearing it from the horse's mouth. So I thought I'd talk to people in the culture in the area and see what's going on and how they relate to what's going on in America. So here we go. How you doing, Rose, today? Okay, just I guess tell me your name and your occupation with you today.
My name is Rose Carvajal. I'm originally born and raised in Bakersfield, California. I presently live in Ventura, beautiful Ventura. I'm the owner and founder of DB Group. We are a public relations agency. We also provide business management for arts. And that could mean negotiating contracts, concert logistics, or producing events for our own artists. And I also work as company manager and production coordinator for Ventura Music Festival, which is in their 21st concert season here in Ventura. Pretty much providing, dealing with contracts, dealing with musicians. I get hired to deal with musicians.
A lot of fun, right?
It's a lot of fun.
So how long have you been doing that?
I've been doing this since 2000. In '98, I opened my own music store, the first female, first Latina-owned music store in Kern County, and that's where the artist relationships began. And here I am.
That's awesome.
14 years later.
Awesome. All right, we're gonna switch it, like I guess, to a political side. Like, do you have any political party?
Affiliation?
Yes, political affiliation.
Not publicly.
Not publicly.
I would say I'm probably independent.
Independent.
Definitely always for the underdog. Have a compassionate view on mankind, and I wish everybody else did too.
Right. And I asked you this because, as you know, like the Hispanic vote is really being sought after by political parties.
Yes.
And so, what do you think about that? What do you think about how they try to get your vote, and how does it seem genuine, or does it seem like politics as usual to you?
At times it seems genuine, at times it seems like just straight political maneuvering. I think it's important. I wish more Hispanics would rise up and understand that their vote really does count. I personally feel that it does.
Vote counts.
Absolutely.
Right. So, all right, another political question. I say, how do you feel about immigration? That's a hot topic right now in
Yes.
America, especially here in the southern states, in Southern California, Arizona, New Mexico.
Yes.
Like, what do you think about that?
Well, my grandmother had 10 children, and she thought she had a husband in Texas. It turns out he had another family elsewhere. So my grandma traded her flatbed truck. She put all 42 of her family members, 10 children, and brought them all to Shafter, which is north of Bakersfield. Put them all in the fields to work. And my mother was able to continue going on to 7th grade because her older brother, my uncle, said that he'd go to the service. So I come from a family of field workers. My father is a Spaniard, so he was. My mother's family was field workers, I'll say. My father's family were more intellectual, professional. You know, that was more their background. I also lived in Mexico City in 1984. I stayed there for a year, and I lived among them, and I understand their drive. I don't know what man wouldn't try to do that for their family, and that's how they feel. I feel that we benefit greatly from their presence here, their contribution to the workforce, to our tax system.
Yes.
And so I have very strong feelings about that. I think that we need to figure it out. And I don't know what else to say about that. I do have very, very strong feelings about it. I come from a family of farm workers.
Right. So I guess I gotta say this because I support Barack Obama. I'm going on record to say that. Not because he's a black guy, because he's the right guy for what we need right now. That's how I feel personally. How do you feel about the president? Do you support the president?
I do. My feeling is, I haven't supported every president publicly. My views I keep to myself, but I don't think that an era of divisiveness and a constant tone of hatefulness is good for our country, regardless of whether I agree with the president's policies and decisions. Some of our presidents have been terrible, but I think it's important that as an American, we need to stay united. I think that it's not good for our country for there to be such an era of hostility. That personally, I find it disheartening.
Disheartening. She said it. I didn't. And okay, we're gonna piggyback off of that right now. I want to ask you, how do you feel about race relations? Everyone has like a race story. So what do you feel? How do you feel about race relations in America right now? Status, is it positive? Is it getting more positive, or are we stand still? I know we've made a lot of progress, but you think we have made enough progress for where we at in this moment in time?
I think in some ways it's worse. In some ways it's better. It seems like we're breeding a new generation of racism, and I'm like, how did that happen? What's going on here?
Right.
I felt racism on both sides. I mean, when I lived in Mexico City, people of my own color were prejudiced against me because their remarks to me would be, "Tú eres mexicana, tú eres americana, you're an American, you're not a Mexican." And then, on the other hand, I was hired at a mostly Caucasian congregation of 8,000 members because I was qualified. And when I was trying to go into my parking space, I was flagged down by a couple of the parking lot tenants who informed me that parking space was for our musical director. And I said, "That's me." I'm sorry. I don't know. Maybe it's because I was a woman. Maybe it's because I'm Hispanic. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't driving the right car. I don't know. But at times, I felt the sting of racism's effects, and I'm just perplexed at how is it that we've come so far, and yet it seems like we're worse off than we've ever been. So I don't know what's going on.
Right. And that leads me to one of my last questions. You're a person of faith. I know this. I know you.
Yes.
How important is faith in Hispanic culture?
It's very important because we're raised Catholics. However, I would say back in the 70s, there was a big turn towards Christianity, non-denominational Christianity.
Right.
I would say that it's very diverse climate in terms of faith with Hispanics. On the other hand, my children were raised in church and they don't believe as I believe. So that's a challenge for me, whether they believe it or not. And I'm going to go on record and say, son, they reflect the golden rules. That's all I'll say. And whether they like it or not, they have to acknowledge that's because you saw that in your parents. Whether you are a person of faith or not, it's still important you're right, in Hispanic culture, old-fashioned manners are really important too.
Right.
Being good to humility, a lot of good things that people of faith and grace. That's a part of the Hispanic culture. That's how we're raised. So
Okay. So where do you see? Because this is an important subculture of America, and that's what makes us strong. Because we're a culture of cultures. So where do you see, as the role of the Hispanic culture, where do you see your culture in the next 10 to 20 years from now?
I see more independent women by default. I say by default because we are raised with the old-fashioned values of home, family, honoring men, taking care of your household. But many of us have found ourselves single and single parenting our children. For a long time, I didn't see women handling that well. I saw them being destructive and just trying to find their way into another relationship, whether it was, not necessarily good relationships. But I think that I'm seeing more young women understanding I need to take the bull by the horns. I need to figure out how to continue to be a good mother with or without a marriage, a relationship, whatever. They're having to learn, and I'm seeing better things. I think a lot more needs to be done. I think that the older women need to teach the younger women, and
Each one teach one.
that I absolutely believe in that. Absolutely believe in that. And I think that you're going to see more Hispanics coming into the ranks of management and other roles that they typically would shy away from, because as a people we're not going to be the one in the office that says I can do that job. Give me a chance. We're going to be the one that is never going to say anything, but we believe we can do that job. I think that's going to change. I think it's going to change because I think that I recall when I was in 7th grade, there was 2 Spanish speakers in the whole junior high school, and now it's I went into Spencer McKenzie's the other day, and the owner was back there speaking Spanish with his staff and working right along with them and esteeming them. And I thought, wow, that's amazing, So I think it's raising the confidence of Hispanics as a whole.
So it's rising, basically. It's rising.
I think so.
Well, thank you for your time.
Okay.
Give me a hug. I love
Thank you.
for your time.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. All right, we back with Cultura Hispana. I'm here with Big Tank Boss. How you doing, man?
How you doing, bro?
Good, man.
I'm feeling good, man.
That's what's up. I want to thank you for helping out and
no
participating in this thing we have going on. I'm gonna ask you simple couple questions. Let's start off with just tell the world about yourself and how you got into the business, and just lay down the whole thing for us.
So I'm basically a Chicano rapper. I'm
Chicano.
Mexican rapper out of Oxnard, California.
Right.
I've been doing this since I was 14 years old. I basically started, I would rip tapes off from my brother and go into the restroom and listen to Run DMC and DJ Easy Rock and Rob Bass.
Raw bass. Yeah.
And then I got into it. I went to a lowrider car show. I saw Kid Frost perform. He did La Raza. So when I seen him do that,
For the Raza. Yeah.
right there, I was like, yo, I'm just like him too. I'm Mexican. I could do that. I could be on stage. I want to be like him. And from there, my dream started, and I just would freestyle at high school. And pretty much the only Mexican rapping back then, in high school. So from there, that's when my career kept going. I just kept freestyling, and I landed a management deal with Fernando Vargas, who's a boxer.
Yeah, I know Vargas.
And I've been in the boxing as well, always all my life. It was boxing and music has always been my love and my passion. So
Right. You rapper and a boxer, huh? Man.
yeah, I love both,
For sure.
So and being Mexican, boxing is it's all we know, we love boxing. So from there, I landed a deal with Univision, and I was rapping in Spanish and doing Spanish albums, and then just went solo, man, and toured the world with Lean Like a Cholo. I helped out with that project, Cholo Skate, and I ended up working with Kid Frost.
Sweet.
You know what I mean? And I did 4 or 5 albums with him. And I'm still grinding, and here I am, man. It's just been a long road for me, bro. And it's been, great for me, man. I'm doing what I love to do. getting paid to do what I love to do, and able to give back to my community, you know what I mean, and also be a good role model, you know, to kids, man. 'Cause
Right.
they need that.
They definitely need that, man. So you basically living the dream. That's what's up, man.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, you know, sound like you came a long way. So I'm gonna ask you this: how important is like how faith is to you and Hispanic culture and stuff like that? Explain that to the audience.
Well, faith is huge, man, because in Hispanic culture, it's all about respect and your faith, you know.
Yeah.
Growing up, my grandma, it wasn't a day I couldn't walk out of the house without her giving me her bendiciones, which is her blessings, you know. And I grew up Catholic, going to Catholic church. Now that I'm older, I'm a Christian because I switched religions because I understand it more, you know, and I'm more into the Bible and I'm closer to God than I've ever been in my life, you know. So faith for me is very important.
Right, man. I hear you. So we gonna keep it on your culture, man. Like, I hate to do this, man, but I'm gonna have to get political right fast. Like, what's your political affiliation, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm a Republican, man.
You Republican?
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, what you think about the president? You support the president?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. So, what do you think about, you know, immigration is like one of those big topics, and especially we here in the southern border states and stuff like that. Tell me what you think about the whole issue of immigration.
You know, it's bad, bro. You know, like my parents immigrated and came here, had to cross the border and to give me a better life, you know.
Right.
They had to struggle and do what they had to do what they had to do to get across, you know. And it wasn't easy. And that's just my parents' struggle, you know. And all my family has different struggles. Everybody's been through something different, you know. And I don't know. Like in Arizona, you know, people shooting at them, you know, that ain't right, man. People
Right.
are coming over here to live a better life, you know.
Trying to survive.
To try and survive and help their family and feed their family. And some people come over here so they can feed their family and send money back home. Because in Mexico, it's not easy, bro. There's nothing really out there, you know what I mean? Like,
I was gonna get ready to ask you, like, you're from Mexico, so tell me a little bit.
Here in America, there's plenty of things you could do. There's a bunch of different things you could do. You know, it's the American dream, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what's up. So, let's talk about this. Like, I know we always hear about, when you hear about elections and stuff like that, you hear about the Hispanic vote. It seems like all the political party stuff, they're like trying to go after you guys' vote and all that. Tell me what you think about that.
I think they need the Hispanic vote, bro. I mean,
Y'all got power.
in a Hispanic household, there's usually about 12 people in one house, bro. You know, and that's just the real, cause
Yeah.
we're a big part of the population, you know.
Right.
And I think Hispanics make a deep impact, bro. You know, if we all vote and stand up for what we believe in and who should be president, who should be, you know, mayor or whatever it be, we can make a big impact, bro.
Right. I definitely feel you right there. So, let me ask you this: like, how do you think the media? Everything's like visuals these days. How do you think the media views the Hispanic culture in America? Is it portrayed? How do you think?
I think it's a positive and a negative, you know. But media always looks for the negative, bro. You know, and being that we're the biggest population in prisons, they pick up on that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the media portrays us as bad, man, but not everybody is bad, bro. There's a lot of people that are here to work, bro. Like I had said before, they're here to work, make money, and make a change in their life, you know.
Right.
But it's easy to get sucked into that life, bro. Especially when you live in poverty and you live in the hood, bro. I mean, it's so easy to get sucked into that, because I mean that's what you're around, you know, and that's how you grow up. You start gang banging or whatever it is, or you know what I mean, you start hanging out with your boys and they become like family to you. You know what I mean? Or you see that easy money, so it becomes easy and you think that's the life, you know?
Yeah.
But doing all that stuff, you know, I've seen all my boys fall, man. I mean, all my boys, all my closest homies, they're all getting it, you know. They got fat pockets, and at the end of the day, it always catches up, bro.
Always.
But then I got my handful of homies that have stayed in school and did good and became something with themselves, you know, became lawyers or became somebody, became rappers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a dream, man.
So it's like you can get it, man. It just depends on what road you choose.
Yeah, I hear you. Speaking of that, since you sound like me, you come from a smaller place, you know what I'm saying, a place where you got a place of struggle, basically. Some people, let's just face it, some people don't struggle in America.
Yeah.
They're not born in the struggle, you know. So during the struggle, you see things for what they are.
You
from my experience.
you appreciate it more, man. Because when you
Yeah.
struggle and you don't have that stuff, and then you do have it, I mean, you seem to appreciate it a lot more. As to when it's handed to you, you just like, I got it.
Right.
You know, and you don't know what it is to actually earn it and have to struggle to get there and get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
And-
definitely feel you.
And I growing up here in Oxnard, I seen a lot of people struggle, man. I mean, all I gotta do is drive down Rose Avenue, man. I see, all my people in the fields, man, picking strawberries in the heat in the burning sun, bro.
Yeah.
For a low amount of money, man, lower than minimum wage.
Yeah, that has to make you feel
That's
the type of
struggle
way,
right there, man. But you know what? They're happy, bro. They work hard and they bust their ass off day in and day out. And they're living good and they're happy with that. They're content, you know?
Yeah, that's what's up, man. This is like the second last question right here. All right, what are your? I gotta talk about this too because it's so polarized in America. We're gonna talk about race. How you think about race in America and the way they view us? I'm an African American. You're Hispanic. We get like.
It's almost the same.
Yeah, we get the same type of treatment. No matter where we go in America, you're gonna encounter it. So just tell me your feelings.
I think it's wrong, bro. I don't like none of that stuff, man. Cause I think we're all equal, man. At the end of the day, we're all trying to make that green. We're all trying to make money, you know.
Right.
We're all trying to survive, and trying to, have a better car, have a big house, and all shooting for the same thing, growing up here in Cali, it's racism is hard, man, especially with the black and browns. We fight against each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's wrong, bro. Like, we're fighting against each other and that's what people want, when it shouldn't be that way, because we're actually the minority, but we're the majority, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't see no color lines, man. Growing up, I always had, my homies that were brothers too, and I kept it the same way I would be with my homies, I'll be with them too, and growing up in Oxnard also has a bunch of different cultures, There's Filipinos,
Yeah.
there's Mexicans, there's white, there's black, there's the Samoans.
Yeah, I mean,
in my school where I went, it was always a bunch of different cultures together, and I love the fact that we could all be in one place and get along, Like, when I go to church, I love the fact to see a bunch of different cultures together, but we're all praying all as one.
On the same
and
road.
There's no color lines. It doesn't matter what the color of your skin is, because God doesn't see that.
That's what's up. So, this is the last question. Where do you see the Hispanic culture in the next, say, 10 years from now?
I honestly see a Mexican president coming here, an American Mexican president coming in the next 10 years, and I see the culture growing more,
Yeah.
I see more and more Mexicans becoming involved with, like, as far as being mayors and
Politics.
yeah.
Yeah.
And judges and lawyers and doctors. So I see it growing, man. It's like anything, it just slowly starting, but it's growing and growing. The seeds have already been planted, bro.
Yeah, so the momentum gonna go.
The momentum's gonna keep going, bro.
Yeah. All right, man. Tell them, the audience, where they could get your music, come support you and stuff like that, websites, whatever, let them know.
You could go to my website, /calmmusic.com, or you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Big Tank Boss. Go to my YouTube, view all my videos, my vlogs. Man, I got like 12, 13 videos plus on my YouTube page. Subscribe. Follow me, man. Like everything and comment, and I like to comment back and communicate with my people, you know what I mean? Big Tank Boss.
100.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I call music.